Hello.
What's up, Jake?
What's up, Josh?
Man, wrestling is hard.
I know. I know it is.
Wanted to talk about the standing position, standing neutral. But yeah, man, I it's one area that I don't see myself getting a lot better at, even though we spend a good 20 minutes of most of the eco classes on standing. Um, and the one thing I have gotten a little bit better at is like single leg defense.
Mm.
But man, going from like being completely disconnected to then finding some kind of connection that's good for me, being able to hold that long enough to capitalize it, to pick up a leg or get to the back, man, it's a, it's so dynamic and fast. So it's been kind of challenging.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I wanted to hear, how do you approach teaching new people this? And yeah, what are you kind of playing with lately?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I guess first, like the way we always start is me asking you what your current like thought process is when you're disconnected and you're trying to engage in like a hand fight to get some sort of connection. What are you thinking about?
Yeah. I often like to grab, uh, I don't know,
Downward facing,
downward
straight
facing
grip. Yeah.
and then try to go in for an underhook,
Hmm.
or downward facing and then just collar tie. But I don't do much with them after I get them.
Gotcha.
So like then they strip the collar tie, or then they like, my underhook gets like smashed and it's terrible. And I pull out and I go back for another collar tie on the other side. And then I'm basically just kind of collar tying away, underhooking ineffectively and then collar tying and trying to ankle off a bit and tire them out, I guess. But
So is your
yeah.
like the initial question was you're having trouble getting like connection, but it just from your description there, it sounds like you're able to get to connection, but you don't really have good offense once you get there.
Maybe that's what it
Um,
is. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Which one do you want to talk about
Yeah,
first?
maybe. Okay, so I do find decent success having a collar tie. Maybe it's because I'm like taller and I can get the collar tie. Um, that's probably the most successful quote unquote connection. If they get a collar tie, sometimes I can get that Russian tie for like a second,
Mm,
but I'm not very effective with it. But that's kind of the world I'm living with now. And when I get there, sometimes I'll like try to go for a leg and it's just not there at all.
mm,
I'm way too far, or there's way too much stuff in the way.
gotcha.
So yeah.
Um, is there like a specific side that you like to do things on, or not really? You just kind of like wherever it goes. If you end up with a left underhook, you end up with a left underhook. If you have a right underhook, you have a right underhook, and this is just kind of like plays out.
Usually my right hand is like what I like to call a tie and underhook with.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, okay. So, yeah. Could you just ask me a question now?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, what do you like to do, I guess, when you're standing, and what's your experience with learning all this been like?
Yeah. Okay. So from going from disconnected to connected, just for whatever reason, I've tried to get underhooks with my left hand and overhooks with my right hand. So if like the first thing I do is I look at their stance. So if I generally lead with my right leg. So if they're also leading with their right leg, this means um, if I were to shoot a single leg on their right leg and I miss the single leg, I can come up into a left underhook. Does this make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. Whereas if they're leading with their right or left leg, so our lead legs are like very close to each other. Now, if I were to shoot in on a single leg, I would end up with a right underhook if I came up,
Yeah.
which I've been trying to just find entries into left underhooks and overhooks with my right arm. So generally, like if they have their left leg forward, I'm trying to like grip fight a bit more, maybe like tie up their like lead hand a bit more and like yeah, just it's more like grip fighting. And then if they have their other leg forward, I've been trying to like grip fight a little bit, but ultimately just like level change into like a half-hearted single leg just to get a left underhook. This has been uh, what I've been trying to do, and most people at my school have been leading with their right leg forward, so this has been what I've been using a lot. And sometimes it makes um, sense. Like it can be hard to shoot in on a single leg. Um, like if I have my right leg forward and they have their right leg forward, um, basically like the single leg can often be like an inside reach type single leg, and this doesn't lead to an underhook because you're reaching across with your right hand to grab behind their knee. You want to reach with your left hand. So it's either going to be more of like a sweep like single leg type thing, or like after you grip fight, maybe you like disengage a little bit, and off the disengagement, I switch so my left foot is forward, and then now I shoot in with my left hand on the single leg, and just with the goal of getting underhook. Like I'm pretty much rarely like actually pick up a single leg. It's mostly just to get the underhook. Um, but yeah, this is kind of what I've been um, playing with. And then kind of along those same lines, if they have their right leg forward, generally they're going to be like reaching with their left hand to get like collar ties and stuff like this. Um, and when you clear a collar tie and you get the Russian arm or whatever, and then when they break your Russian arm and take an underhook, then you get the overhook with your right arm. Does this make sense? So
Mhm.
like a lot of their grip fighting's with their um, left hand, and when they win the grip fight and get the underhook, you get the overhook with your right arm. And if they shoot on your lead leg, which is your right leg, and you defend it, they get the underhook with their left arm, and you get the overhook with your right arm. So this is, I guess, kind of the heart of why I've tried to get right arm underhooks is that my right leg is the lead leg. So when people shoot on a single leg, when you defend the single leg, they usually get the underhook, but you get the overhook. So, yeah, I think that's kind of, I guess, deciding which leg you want to have forward can kind of determine which side you want to play or get good with like overhooks or underhooks kind of thing.
Interesting. Okay. I'm left leg forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm weird. I'm like left leg dominant, but then I'm like goofy when I like go on any kind of board
Snowboard
or
or
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird. But what do you like to do from underhook and overhook situations?
This is a good question. So let's see here. Go to our boy Joseph. So I've really been enjoying watching Joseph. We want him to be standing. Um, so let's see. This is a good one.
For some reason, I just imagine a lot of like judo stuff coming out of the overhook. I don't know if that's true,
Yes,
but
this is what I've really been enjoying. So what I've noticed Joseph does is like a lot of times what I would try and do as the overhook player is kind of like sag my weight down on their underhook to kind of kill it. Um, but when doing that, you kind of have to bring your hips like back and away. And I've found this can lead to like different types of counters by them. Like either they're snapping you down or they're like, tripping your feet or whatever, like as you're trying to do this. But what I've really been enjoying recently is you kind of encourage the judo type of exchange, but if you bring your hip like very close to their hip, when they like sweep out one of your feet, you're like relatively straight up and you're like balanced. So you could like balance on one foot or the other. So when they go to sweep out one of your feet, you're still kind of balanced on your other foot, and then you counter their foot sweep with a trip or a foot sweep of your own or something like this. And I got this idea from watching this roll here. So like you could see basically Joseph like stands straight up, and then J Flow tries this outside trip, and then Joseph brings his other leg across to hook that leg and takes him down.
wow.
And I think like I try to do this when I'm like back more and like trying to sag on their underhook, and then when they're trying to trip you, you're like you can't balance on your foot because your shoulders are like way in front of your hips. But if you have your shoulders over your hips, when they try and sweep your feet, you can counter their attempt with one of your own. And something that I've really been enjoying recently. Let's see if he does it here. Not really. Let's see if we can find a better example.
Dang, that was such a clean counter.
Oh, it makes you feel so cool when you do it because they feel like they're doing something, and then you just like they just fall like
Yeah.
right away. Um,
Dude, the judo and the foot trips and throws, like all that lower body against lower body or leg against leg attack, throw thing, trips, whatever, is feels like a whole different world that I just like never even touched before.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joseph, I haven't watched the video recently. I should probably watch it. But all I remember from it is Joseph was talking about stepping on the foot
Hmm.
of the other player. So generally, like when you have an overhook and they have an underhook, your lead legs are very close together. And when I was doing the sagging thing, I would kind of tend to work like around towards the back a bit. So like my hips would go away. I would try and sag on their underhook, and my feet would kind of go around their leg. But what I noticed Joseph is doing is his hips, like he's very upright, and his lead leg is like trying to step on the toes or even go in between the legs. So he's almost encouraging JFlo to go behind him.
Huh.
But the overhook prevents JFlo from getting to his back. So basically, I think you can only do this if you have like a strong overhook. Like you could see Joseph's fingers right here on his chest. So
Mhm.
he has a strong overhook. So he's like almost encouraging JFlo to go behind. So he'll like step on the toes a bit. And then let's see what he does here. Yeah. Okay. So this is actually quite fun. I've done this a few times actually. So yeah, you go here, you step on the toes, and then, like, a lot of times they kick this leg back. They're like, "Get off my toes." And when they kick that leg back, he steps the leg back right there, and then this leads to the Uchimata. Just go boom and send him. This is fun.
Wow.
This is very
Wow.
fun.
Interesting.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and then you could, like, grip fight to an over/under type
Yeah.
thing. Um,
Do you like the Uchimata?
yes, I've been using it a lot, but mostly, I don't really, like, send it. I've just mostly been using it to get to, like, the front headlock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So instead of sending it, do you kind of like lift your leg up and kind of hop, 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 and then disengage to the and circle around the front headlock?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is a very good example actually of what I was just talking about. So yeah, you can see Joseph's foot is on the inside.
Hmm.
He's standing like straight up and he's like encouraging J-Flo to go behind him, right? So J-Flo locks a body lock. So this is like very bad for Joseph. But Joseph has like a pretty good overhook. So then J-Flo, again, Joseph is like, go behind me, go behind me. And then he starts to go behind. And then Joseph counters with this like Uchimata. And then he's still like very upright. You see how his feet are like so close together and he's
Yeah.
like balancing on one leg. And it allows this leg to just like go back and forth between their legs to like constantly trip him. And then you can see he just kind of like circles a little bit. And then now his feet, J Flow's feet are so far apart. And then Joseph goes inside trip and takes him down. It's
Dang.
it's basically like you just trust that your overhook is going to not get your back taken. And then you just keep your center of gravity like underneath you. And then yeah, just like when they try and trip you, you trip them right back. And like
Damn. That's
it's been a
crazy.
lot of fun. I like it a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
So,
fun.
from an underhooker perspective in this situation, like you know how you like to get was it the left arm underhook?
Yeah.
What do you like to do from the underhook?
Yeah. So what I've been doing underhook wise, again, I suck at right. So yeah, like take all this with a grain of salt.
It's okay.
Uh,
I'm way worse. So there, this is where the learning will happen. Is yeah.
I've been really trying to get to there's a Josh Bean video actually.
Hey.
Let's see what he does here. So underhook, and then this arm comes up as like a collar tie.
Mhm.
So a lot of people are very good at preventing. I've been doing a lot of games actually in class. Like the underhook player wins by locking their hands around the torso, and I basically kind of like I feel kind of bad because it's like I kind of bait like I'm going for their torso, and then you go up to their head. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So like generally, it's like I've been playing with the underhook and a collar tie a lot, or you connect your hands into the pinch headlock.
Mhm.
So yeah, like so right now he went collar tie first and then underhook, but I really like this like collar tie underhook, and then you can connect your hands into a pinch headlock.
Yeah.
Um, see what Craig does. So yeah, he goes collar tie first, underhook,
Mhm.
and then from here connects his hands. And again, like what I've been trying to implement that same strategy with the underhook, where you're just like standing like very high up, um, and then Craig uses this, I think, to go behind. We'll see.
Because you can kind of what's that called, like a throw by or
Yeah, exactly.
ah
Like a
yes.
throw by is exactly.
I always thought the throw by was such an explosive like timing movement, but seeing this example, it seems like he can get pretty dominant and then yeah, almost systematically like step by step make it so
Yeah.
uncomfortable for them through this like underhook collar tie pinch headlock ish situation where you're rotating so much to
Yeah.
force them to give you their back.
So see here, like Luke gets the underhook and he's standing so straight up, you know?
Hmm.
And then he works like dude's doing a really good job of preventing him from getting control of his torso. But then Luke goes over the top of it and then locks kind of like a over under type pinch headlock type thing.
Yeah.
Um, but I started to mess around with this because we were do you remember in like one of my what video was that? Oh, it was my CGI video where I was talking about how like people win the grip fight, they can push people against the wall and the wall's slanted. So then basically like if you win the grip fight, you can force people to the edge of the mat and that will set up like easy takedowns. So I was trying to just watch match footage with the lens of trying to see like which grips people were getting that allowed them to easily like move people around. And in the how do you spell his name? Yeah, there we go. In the Aiga event, Devontae Johnson got this collar tie with the underhook. And then he was just able to run dudes like out. But we'll see. He does the same thing. Yeah, he goes collar tie first, then underhook, and then he just pushes them like very easily. So then I've been experimenting with this collar tie underhook um, quite a bit. So collar tie, underhook, and then you can go like throw by, slide by type thing. Snap down. Yeah. So I think you get the idea, right? So underhook, I've been less inclined to go body lock, and I've been looking to control their head with either connecting my hands into that pinch headlock or um, collar tie. And if I can connect my hands, that generally means like I can get to their far leg. So basically, the thing I've been doing is just like knee tap if I can get it, and if they run from the knee tap, then I go to their head.
Mm.
This has been my strategy with an underhook.
Interesting. I do want to go back to what you said earlier about what kind of connections allow you to like move people, especially
Mm.
backwards.
Yep.
Because, dude, that sounds like it could be because of the bowl or the pit or the whatever with the slanted walls. It sounds like that could be a incentive, right, to push people backwards versus before with the open mat space. Like, there's no real incentive to push people backwards. And same with wrestling, right? You're not supposed to go out of bounds or you get
Yeah, they
penalized
have
for it.
stall
Or
calls. Yeah, they have stall calls in wrestling.
yeah, and so now with the bowl or the pit, it's like a whole new incentive to push people backwards.
Yeah, exactly. So like this is a good example actually. So you can see he has a collar tie, but he's
Mhm,
not his hand isn't really engaged, it's mostly his forearm, right?
mhm,
That's pushing the his opponent backwards towards the wall. And then you can see his opponent eventually plants his base and was like, "No, I'm not going anywhere." So then he goes, "Cool, I'm going to give you a little foot sweep attempt just to say like keep your legs back, you know? And now your shoulders are like well in front of your hips and then now I can
wow,
snap you down, pull you into a triangle, whatever."
yeah,
This is more flashy, but like probably an easier thing would just be like snap down would probably be
to front
um,
headlock or something.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I have like work the edge in here. Um,
Oh, as a hashtag.
yeah. But you can see like I think it's almost like this almost makes me think it's like more of like a mindset thing where like you could see Andrew Tackett wins this exchange. Like he has both collar ties on the head, right?
Mm,
But Jason's the one who basically has his head like under the chin of Andrew, and he's pushing Andrew against the wall. Like even though Andrew won the grip fight, the head position of Jason allows him to control where the match is taking place. So now when they break and disengage, Andrew's like right up against the wall, you know? And
mm,
then yeah. So I think it's kind of like a mindset thing almost where you're like, I'm gonna be the one that pushes you against the wall. And head position plays an important role. Um, Grips, I think, do play an important role. Um, Again, this is like the kind of what we were talking about with using the forearm, like with the collar tie, where like the hand's not
yeah.
even on the head. You're just kind of using that. And then as they plant their feet and they get kind of square,
Yeah.
So it's like, boom. He's kind of staggered right now,
Hmm.
but then he goes more square, and then this allows like for a good snap down. They disengage. He shoots in, but now he gets the underhook and a collar tie, and then now starts running them back towards the edge again, and then snap down again,
Oh,
and then
wow.
back underhook inside bicep tie, pushing him towards the edge. It's like you just never get a break, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Damn, this is a great example.
Yeah, Carter Starachi is like he's unreal. I don't know if you ever heard. Have you heard of him before?
No, I haven't.
He's the because of COVID. I think he was like one of the few people that's ever gotten the opportunity to even achieve this. But he is the only 5-time NCAA champion
Okay, wow.
because he got to compete next year because of COVID. So yeah, he's the only 5-time world
Damn.
champion. But yeah, he is so good at it. Um, and yeah, I think it's a lot of like it can be shots too. Like you shoot in, it fails, but you get the underhook. Like you saw him previously, like he would snap down, shoot in for a single leg or something like that,
Hmm.
and then doesn't work. Like the single leg doesn't work, but he gets underhook, and now he's like pushing you towards the edge of the mat. Yeah.
Yeah,
So this
dude,
is yeah.
this topic of pushing people to the edge of the mat or towards a slanted wall seems like man, this is like an interesting rabbit hole to explore. What is what is it about the connections that allow you to move people backwards versus some connections don't? Is it inside position?
I think that does have a good amount to do with it. Yeah. Like collar ties, inside bicep ties, underhooks,
Your head under the chin
the
even.
head under the chin. Exactly. I think all of these things allow you to push people towards the edge of the mat. And it might be the case that, like, if you have inside position, you have more ability to like push on their like torso and like center mass. Whereas if you have outside position, you're more pushing arms, like limbs across the center, things like this. But you can't affect their like center as much. So this might be um, a made up answer that I just gave, but yeah.
It seems to make sense that it's the inside position that allows you to move that torso center mass backwards, and then the outside connections were like a Russian tie or maybe an overhook. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see how those allow you to just dictate that they have to move backwards now. It's more like they're moving to the side and you're like rotating or something. So yeah, no,
Right.
it's kind of interesting to think about inside connections versus outside connections and what they afford or whatever.
Great terminology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not
Interesting.
I'm not too good at like I don't have like a lot of options, But this is basically I just outlined my whole wrestling strategy to you in like 20 minutes or whatever. So,
Sounds good. Man,
yeah.
people can leave comments and please educate us on this topic
Yeah.
more. See if these rabbit holes we're going down have any fruit to them. Um, but yeah, I've been thinking like going from disconnected to connected is like a pretty hard thing to learn because there's so much variability. Dude, the eco lingo is just like coming out of the ears. So, but yeah, going from disconnected to connected seems really hard. It's kind of like playing open guard. There's like so much shit happening. It's hard to like feel like I'm getting better. So I wonder if it's better to play more games where you're already connected and like start to do stuff with that. Like start with Russian ties and play from there, underhooks and play from there, overhooks and play from there.
Yeah, I think you were the one that told me this that Greg said at some point that you get so much practice in the disconnected phase in like live training
Yeah,
that it's more beneficial to do like games and stuff from connected situations, um, just because you get less time there than
that's
live rolling.
right. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, yeah, I think I want to play more from connected
Yeah.
positions. It's almost like when we talked about guard a few episodes ago, like starting in half guard and playing from there
Hmm.
and building backwards to the open guard. Um,
Yeah. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of games from standing where the overhook player doesn't have a win condition. They just are supposed to like off balance the person and like keep their overhook in the whole time. And then the underhook player wins when they connect their hands like around the body. So they could, grab a single leg. They could connect their hands in a standing body lock, or you can go pinch headlock, or you can snap them down into a front headlock. So yeah, like I said, I've been doing a lot of when playing that game, I've found that going for their head has been like my best route to success. And going for that like pinch headlock type thing. Um, and generally you can, threaten Uchimatas or threaten knee taps to set this up pretty well.
Yeah. Nice. I think it sounds like the overhook underhook situation is a great place to start when it comes to standing.
Yeah.
I have another kind of topic for this where I think I have this irrational fear of like my knees just like getting in the wrong place when it comes to some of these games and judo type stuff. Maybe it's because of those Instagram clips that you get, seeing it. And also I saw it once at a competition
It's pretty
where,
horrific.
dude, it's horrific.
Yeah.
And so, how do you stay safe in these situations with these games, especially with, people around my level, we're all new, like trying to trip each other. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I get a little hesitant.
Yeah. Foot dexterity is not a skill set for a lot of new people. So, um, yeah, I get that for sure. And I would probably like I haven't done this like the tripping thing. Like I don't think I've ever actually done a game where like you win by taking the person down. It's always been like you get to some sort of connection. I don't know if this is good or not, but again, I feel like during the live training, been doing a lot of live training, just like starting standing anyway. So you get the takedown aspect of it there. Um, and the game is just to kind of get you used to the grip fighting thing.
Mhm.
So this is the way I've kind of approached it, and so far no one's gotten hurt in actual training with the takedown aspect of it. So knock
Yeah.
on wood. But yeah, like again, like I've been getting to the upper body position, and then at least for me, like I feel relatively safe when I'm like standing straight up, and I feel very balanced. Where I feel like potentially in danger is when like I can't move my leg when I want to move my leg, and this would be like when your posture is like completely broken and they like dive on your knee or fall on your knee. Like this would be very bad. But if you could just pick your leg up whenever you want to, then you're should be fine in most scenarios. So yeah, I think what's helped me at least feel safe is just by focusing on keeping my like posture very high once I make connection. But yeah.
Yeah. And I like this point you said about in the games, like you don't have to take people down. Yeah. Maybe from the overhook, underhook. Yeah. Like you said, the underhooker just tries to get to a better connection or pick up a leg or get to front headlock. And then that's your entry there. And I think that would help so much because then once I do get to an underhook, I have something to do with it instead of like
Right.
wait for them to get out and try to get it back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. For two people who self-admittedly do not do wrestling, I think that was a fun exploration.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully it improves your stand up
Yeah, I
a
think I'm
little
just
bit.
gonna do more underhook, overhook games and just play
Mhm.
around there.
Yeah.
Not have to take people down, just try to get better connections.
And just to kind of paint the whole picture in case it's not super obvious, like I think you did a really good job in your last competition of wrestling up from seated. And a lot of times you wrestle up with the single leg, and when they defend the single leg, you can get an underhook. So like you don't have to start standing and engage in a grip fight. You can wrestle up from seated with the goal of getting an underhook. And again, this reminds me actually. Shout out to our boy PJ Barch.
Nice.
Um,
Dude, this might be the tall people wrestling strategy. Just sit down and then start wrestling.
yeah.
That's how you go from disconnected to connected. Just sit down first.
So this dude is trying to pass, kneeling, combat based, whatever you want to call it. And I've been, trying to keep an eye out for this collar tie underhook type thing. And you can see PJ takes a collar tie and then punches in an underhook and then threatens to wrestle up. So he's getting to that collar tie underhook from seated and then
Mm.
wrestles up. Nothing happens.
Yeah, it's
So
interesting to see it from seated.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Nice. Okay. Good stuff to play with.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Any
thank you
other
as
any other
always.
questions?
No, thank you. it's just crazy putting you on the spot every single week, and there's always like plenty of stuff to talk about. So
Yeah.
even 2 years later. So yeah.
Jiu-jitsu is very fun, very addicting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate it.
cool. There, Josh.
See ya.